Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Week number 5 in the NFL, and we've already gotten some delayed games this week. New England starts at Monday, and that's probably on CBS. Monday night game is on ESPN. Tuesday game, I'm not sure. I would suspect that that's on CBS as well, maybe on the NFL Network. No, so Um, Green Bay, Detroit don't have games this week, and there might be missed. We'll see when we get into the games. I can't remember. Excuse me. Um, so let's hop into the start 'em, sit 'em. Yeah, so we'll run through the Akers is back. Uh, like the Redskins guys, offense up. Jets are a mess. Raiders are banged up. Jags and Texans are banged up. Ravens are kind of banged up as well. Panthers are like they're fairly decent. 49ers are still banged up. Cowboys offensive line is banged up. I got to go through and pick up a IDP, Darius Leonard. That sucks. Interesting. We'll go more in depth on the stream tonight. Twitch.tv/Ghost. Not gonna waste a bunch of this stuff. I know you basically fix. I would start in trying to find Broncos Patriots. Broncos Patriots. The Broncos. A lot of guys on the defensive side that out. There's a big one too. I just announced that. So that, yeah, I had Bartlett. Definitely, Bant is out. Going to be Carter's having an injury. Kind of the same for the Saints as well. This is going to be a tough week. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. So let's hop over to PFF. Try to I'm going to kind of go through this. I'm going to keep this video relatively short. Um, what? Okay, we're just gonna hop back over. Okay, so start off with the game Rams at the Redskins. Right, Washington. Um, I don't have a lot of starts here. I don't like the way the Rams speak again. They should have played better than that. It got pretty ugly. This has the makings of another ugly game. Starting Cup, Tyler Higbee, Antonio Gibson, and Terry McLaurin. Sitting Jared Allen, Kyle Allen, Jared Goff, Rams running backs. Basically, the rest of the Redskins, Washington football team. I keep calling them Redskins. Basically, I tread lightly with Robert Woods. He's not done last couple of weeks actually. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. I got the Rams by a field goal over Washington. Next is I cannot talk today. Next is Philly and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off their COVID-19 bye week, basically. I'm starting Ben. I'm starting James Conner. Starting Juju, Deontay Johnson. And for the Eagles, I'm starting Miles Sanders and Zach Ertz. Really all I like from the Eagles. I have Eric Ebron as a question mark, and the reason I have him as a question mark, saw what George Kittle did the last night. Even though the 49ers lost the game, George Kittle had a huge game. So you would sort of expect the same from Eric Ebron, but you got a healthy Big Ben, you got a healthy you got James Conner. They got a lot of weapons, so they can spread it around a little bit. So that's why I'm not 100% sold. And kind of up and down already. I don't like Carson Wentz. I don't like Greg Ward. Any of the other Eagles running backs or wide receivers. Like taking Pittsburgh by a touchdown at home. Next game, Arizona at the Jets. Uh, if Arizona cannot win, I, I don't even know what to say. Jets are horrible. I literally have nobody from the Jets that's starting in my. You're starting Kyler Murray. You're starting DeAndre Hopkins. Starting the Arizona D. Here's the question mark, and I do not know what to do. Part of me wants to start him, dude. 4 weeks, and I don't even think he has 200 yards rushing. And that's Kenyon Drake. If he doesn't do anything this week, then I think you start looking at Chase Edmonds, Arizona. I just don't understand what's going on here because when he went to Arizona last year, he had some really good games. He was a really good pickup. This year, like I thought, combination of Murray running the ball, D Hop, Fitzy, Christian Kirk. That's actually somebody that I actually love. I think you start Christian Kirk this week. Well, he's back. As long as Christian Kirk plays, Andy Isabella factor. I think, like, I hate to say this because I love the dude because he's such a great player for Arizona, but Larry Fitzgerald can't start him either. I'm going to take Arizona by a touchdown. Could be like the make, but I'm going to take him by a touchdown. Next game, Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Throwing out all the main Kansas City guys except for Cole Hardman and Robinson. Those two guys, it's just hard to figure out when they're going to factor in. I mean, who knows? I mean, literally everybody get involved this week. Raiders defense not that good. I kind of have sort of like, I guess, flexing the Chiefs D if that makes sense. they're not going to have. I don't think they're going to have 20 like they did last week against New England. But I think they could have another good game, maybe 10 points, which is decent for a fantasy defense right now. Starting Darren Waller, starting Josh Jacobs, and Hunter Renfrow. I think those three guys are going to do right. Obviously, you're not playing the Raiders D. I'm not playing David Carr. I'm not playing any of the other Las Vegas wide receivers. They're all banged up. Outside of those, I'm going to take Kansas City by a field goal at home. Reason I say that is every time the Raiders Chiefs play, it's pretty close. I suspect that it might be a little. I could go maybe 7 there. I think the line is like or something like that. I don't know about that. Just Chiefs are coming off another they didn't play well, and that was a big game. They did win, and this is a division game, so I'm a bit worried about a letdown in that game. Obviously, did so. Basically every game for them is a game. So not sure, but taking Kansas City there. Next one is Miami. Wait a minute. Jacksonville and Houston. Hang on. What? Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is right there. Jacksonville at Houston. Bill O'Brien fired this week. Romeo Crennel takes over. Romeo Crennel is not a bad coach, so I think there's going to be a little bit of rallying in Houston this week. Jacksonville, not very good on the road. They get behind early. They have to come from behind. Happened last week. Cincinnati, I picked Jacksonville last week. Cincinnati took care of them. So I'm going to go Houston by field goal at home. I start James Robinson, DJ Chark for Jacksonville. Starting Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller, and David Johnson. Probably I have Gardner Minshew as a flex, so you're without Aaron Rodgers, Stafford, and let's buys here. Yeah, okay, it's just those two guys, so it's buy this week. That's what I'm going with. Sit both tight ends. I'm sitting Duke Johnson, sitting Laviska Shenault Jr. maybe is a flex play as well, but Keelan Cole, I'm sitting. Brandon Cooks, I don't even put him on this sit list because he just until he actually does something. I'm not even to mention him. Houston at home by a field goal. Cincinnati, Baltimore. I'm basically sitting all the Bengals. Actually, you know what? No. I think Tyler Boyd. Art. Higgins is X. I don't like AJ Green. Don't like any of the tight ends for Cincinnati. I think Burrow's actually going to struggle this week. He's not played so far this season. So I'm starting Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, Mark Andrews, Baltimore defense. J.K. Dobbins is probably a flex, and I guess Marquise Brown is a flex. I don't know. Nobody's really stepped up outside of Mark Andrews. Touchdown department. PPR. I mean, you're probably playing Marquise Brown because he'll get probably 8 to 12. That's what I see there. I think Baltimore wins by 10 at home. Like I said, I'm sitting Burrow as well. He's sort of a flex option, but I just don't. Outside of maybe some runs and stuff, I don't think he can get a lot of. I think Baltimore's now after Florida took it to Washington last week. This is a division game, so they need to try to separate them. So I'm going to go Baltimore 10 at home. Next game, and I hate to say this, but I think the Falcons are like it. Kind of sad to say, I don't like seeing teams kind of out of it this early. Going forward. I mean, you're literally division they're in, the Saints, Tampa Bay, and actually the Panthers are actually playing. No Christian McCaffrey. Imagine if they had Christian McCaffrey. Um, so I'm starting Teddy Bridgewater, Mike Davis. Mike Davis is probably going to get a lot of work because the backup running back is also hurt. DJ Moore 100%, Robbie Anderson 100%. I am going to go. I'm going to start Gurley, then Calvin Ridley. Russell Gage is a flex. The reason he's a flex is because I don't think you can play Julio this week. I actually played Julio and Calvin Ridley last week and got a total of like 4 points because Calvin Ridley had 0. That's right, the big goose egg. I'm sitting Matt Ryan. I'm sitting Julio. Sitting Hayden Hurst. Sitting Ian Thomas. Um, I don't think either defense is worth starting. I think Carolina wins. I'm going to say they win by a field goal. I think it could be a touchdown, but I'm going to say a field goal. Miami, San Francisco now. Miami's got to travel cross country. That's going to be kind of hard, but 29ers are banged up. But I'm going George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Jerick McKinnon on 49ers D, maybe a flex. I think you can start Gesicki, say Parker, guys, Miami that I would start. I sit Larry Fitz. I sit. I'll get it right eventually. I sit Fitzpatrick. I sit Jimmy G. I sit Breida. I sit Preston. Probably sit Miles Gaskin as well. Probably going to get 20 plus touches. So, I mean, maybe an outside flex play there. But I'm going to take San Francisco by field. Could be more than that, but I'm erring on the conservative side there. Next, the Giants at the Cowboys. This is the only week probably I'm going to tell you to start somebody from the Giants. I literally said to sit everybody from the Giants last week. I can't remember who had the touchdown. No, they were all 17. Yeah, so I literally said sit everybody last week for the Giants. That kind of worked out. But the starts that I had for the Rams, not so much. But hey, we can't win them all. So start Daniel Jones. Yes, you heard it right. Start Daniel Jones. Start Darius Slayton. And start Evan Ingram. Outside of that, you're sitting everybody on the Giants offense. I don't like any of the other wide receivers. I don't like any of the Giants running backs. Devontae Freeman, Dion Lewis. Don't like him. You're starting Dak, you're starting Zeke, you're starting Amari Cooper, and you're starting CM. Guy that I'm off right now. I've been on him for a couple weeks. I am off of him this. And I'm not sure what happened. Is like literally he's been dropped down the order. And that's Michael Gallup. I'm not sure what happened. It's kind of disappointing because I have him in a couple leagues and I started him and he literally didn't do. They're actually giving tight end Schultz looks than Gallup. But Gallup played more snaps, so I don't know. That's kind of confusing. Schultz is a little maybe flex play at tight end. I have him as a sit. Had him as a sit the last 3 weeks and kind of gotten burned. Not personally, but yeah, I think Dallas wins by 10 at home. So it's probably going to be another shootout, possibly. Giants defense is they're not good, but they're not garbage either. The Dallas defense, Dallas is having a lot of problems, so this could be an issue. I could miss this. Why I'm picking Dallas again last week after they let me down, I have no clue. Um, Logic, who knows? But Dallas by 10 at home. Probably one of the best games of the week in my opinion. Indianapolis and Cleveland. Both teams are 3-1. Yes, you heard me right. Both teams are 3-1. But Indianapolis has the number one rated defense. I'm starting that Indy D this week. I honestly, Indy's D is going to carry him a long way. So I mean, there's not too many games that you would sit him. I don't think. I'm starting Jonathan Taylor and Mo Alley Cox. I honestly don't really like a lot. Maybe Zach Pascal is a flex play. Then on the Cleveland side, I'm starting Austin Hooper, uh, Jarvis Landry, and Kareem Hunt. I think Hooper and Hunt could do a little bit of damage. No Darius Leonard, their best linebackers. Don't get me wrong; they've got other guys that can cover, but you lose, your top linebacker. That's a pretty significant thing there. I'm sitting Rivers. I'm sitting Baker Mayfield. I'm sitting T.Y. Hilton and Njoku. And yes, I'm sitting OBJ. And the reason why is I think they're so basically why I have Hooper, Landry, and Hunt. I think they're going to take OBJ away and force them to use Landry, Hunt, or Hooper. Not sure. I mean, it's basically running back by committee now in Cleveland with Nick Chubb out for about 6. T.Y. Hilton, I'm literally done with the guy. I just don't think he's going to do a lot this year unless there's like some big revelation in Indy that like I don't know. I have no clue. I'm going to take Indy by a field goal on the road in that game. The next game, do not start either defense. Do not start either tight end. Start both quarterbacks. Start sets of wide receivers. Start both running backs. It's Minnesota Vikings against the Seattle Seahawks. Either team has a pass defense. Someone's going to let Russ cook. Start Russ. Start Chris Carson. Start DK. Start Lockett. The other side, much as it pains me to say this, start Kirk Cousins. Start Dalvin Cook. Start Adam Thielen. Start Justin Jefferson. They're going to be running up and down the field if I had to guess. But I'm taking Seattle by a field goal at home. I think Minnesota's on the verge of being out of it. They're on the road. They're 1-3. I mean, they did beat Houston last week, but they probably should have lost the game. The Vikings defense just isn't that good. Seahawks are cooking. So I am taking the Seahawks by field goal. Now we have 3 weekday games, which is odd. We have Denver at New England at 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday. So I'm starting James White, Julian Edelman, Damian Harris, and N'Keal Harry. I'm sitting Stidham. I don't think like this is gonna this has the makings of like a weird game for me because Drew Lock's not playing. Probably gonna be Jarrett Stidham against Brett Ripp. I think the New England D is gonna step up huge at home. I'm actually sitting Melvin Gordon. I read start Melvin Gordon. I'm like, wait, how do you say to start Melvin Gordon when you have him projected for 9 points? 9 points from a running back. No, thank you. I'd rather play. Honestly, I this is probably like I'm probably overdoing it, over exaggerating. I'd rather start Kareem Hunt or Melvin Gordon, but both, I might even rather start Kenyon Drake. Yes, I said it, Kenyon Drake. Noah Fant is injured, so he's out. Playing the Patriots D. The only guy that I like from, because I honestly think New England's going to try to shut Jerry Jeudy down. Probably going to be Tim Patrick, and I literally don't know who the rest. I don't know any of the other offensive wide receivers, tight ends. I think this is going to be an ugly game all around. It's going to be low scoring. I'm taking New England by a field goal. Denver at home. The Monday night game on ESPN is the Chargers and the Saints. At so this game is actually being played at Indianapolis as well, I believe, because of Hurricane Delta. I think there was some concern with Indianapolis getting in there, so on and so forth. So, to my knowledge, I think even though this says it's in the Superdome, I think it's in. I'm not sure. Um, no matter. Um, so I'm going to say this: I'm sitting Josh Kelly. I'm starting Justin Jackson. I think Josh Kelly's had some fucking issues. I think Justin Jackson's going to get more work. Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, and I have Herbert as a flex. I don't know how he's going to fare against that New Orleans defense. Their defense isn't playing great, but he's a rookie, so um, Peyton likes to cook up things for rookies. We'll see. I'm starting Alvin Kamara, Emmanuel Sanders, Tavius Murray, possibly a flex Traquan Smith. I know Michael Thomas has practiced limited, but if that ankle's still bothering him all, I just don't know. Personally, I don't know. This is a tough call, and it's a Monday night game. I got burned last week starting Leo and Calvin Ridley, and they were both banged up, and they didn't do a whole lot. I'm saying sit Michael Thomas. I know it's hard to sit Saints' best wide receiver and Drew Brees' his favorite target, but I'm saying sit. I'm saying sit Brees. I don't know. Chargers D they're not good, but they're not real bad either. Sit the New Orleans tight ends. It's going to be a close game. I'm going to take New Orleans by a field goal. Chargers. And last but not least, game that was moved from Sunday to Tuesday, and we have no idea what channel it's going to be, is the Buffalo Bills and Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are coming off their COVID-19. No positives, so we should be good to go here. Buffalo, it's pretty much you start at Josh Allen, you start Stephon Diggs, and Devin Singletary. I think the kind of tricky play this week is Gabriel Davis. I think if John Brown, you got to be very careful with John Brown. So I have him in a couple of leagues. I read up about him. He got a calf injury, and it actually hampered him in the game again. The Raiders last week, I think he actually had to leave that game, if I understood correctly. So I'm sitting him. I'm sitting the Buffalo tight ends. Buffalo's defense, I'm not 100% sold. Tannehill, Buffalo struggled to stop the run against the Rams. So we'll see. I'm starting Derrick Henry. I'm starting Jonnu Smith. I have Tannehill as a question mark, but sitting Corey Davis. Not starting the Tennessee D. I don't know. I wouldn't start any of the other Tennessee wide receivers. Maybe Adam Humphries. Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting game, but I'm going to take Buffalo on the road by 7 weeks. So to recap, we're going Rams, Steelers, Arizona, Kansas City, Houston, Dallas, Carolina, San Francisco. Oh, that was not Dallas. That was Baltimore. My bad. Baltimore, Dallas, Indianapolis, Seattle, New England, and Buffalo. That is your picks and your stardom sit-ins for 5. Last week we did not fare very well. We went 9-6 last week. Do better this week, I hope. And that is Ghost Hunter 1974. Follow me on Twitter, Hunter1974Ghost, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ghost Hunter 1974. In your Week 5 fantasy football review. Catch you guys later.